Brian O'Hara was hired as the chief of the Minneapolis Police Department to change the culture and connect with the community. That was 3 years ago following the murder of George Floyd. In that time, he has made positive changes, but violence and safety in the city continue to be an issue and a top priority for the department.
So we welcome Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara to the CCO studio today. Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. We want to jump right in it because we have a lot of things that have been going on and we want to cover. Just yesterday, the DOJ and Pam Bondi filed a suit against St. Paul in Minneapolis over the sanctuary city designation. Does Minneapolis Police, do you work with ICE?
We do not participate in immigration enforcement in any manner. We do not refer people over to ICE or anything like that. It's purely a federal law enforcement issue.
And we saw such a controversy over that with that Lake Street issue where people got worked up about that. Should there be some better form of cooperation?
Well, it is not good when there isn't communication between law enforcement agencies, and I think just because of the way the political setup is, we've seen the result of that. June 3rd, I had no idea what was going on at Lake and Bloomington. I'm finding out from the community and from other people, and that's a problem as the police chief.
I understand that. Also, the level of gun violence, we were talking about this earlier, just this month has been just horrific, I think. You know, it's just been a steady stream, 28 days. I know the governor is asking for a special session.
Yeah, Monday it looks like now.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts on gun reform? Are you for it? Do you think something needs to be done in that aspect?
Look, it's not just about the recent violence in the city. I go to these scenes, you know, every week, every month that I've been here. While violence has come down, it's cut in half from what it was in 2021 in terms of the shootings that we've had. It's still far too high. And there's just so many things that can be done. I think we should be doing everything, whether it's strengthening some of the laws around gun control, supporting the mental health system here, that a lot of times there aren't options for people, getting school resource officers back in our schools, and holding accountable people who are out here pulling triggers, causing harm in the community every day.
Is there not enough? I'm curious about the accountability piece. Are you unhappy with the way things are prosecuted or what the level is reaching to before we get in front of a judge?
I think oftentimes there are occasions where there are downward departures in sentencing. And I think we have made a focus of trying to get the worst of the worst in federal court, where we know that they will get a significantly stronger penalty and they'll be sent away to a different state, because we know that has an effect on deterring people in the future.
Speaking of Mary Moriarty, topical issues, you know, low-level Hennepin County traffic stops, if a felony is committed, that might not be charged. How do you feel about that policy?
That was in the consent decree draft when I got here, and when I looked at the numbers, the violations that police officers were stopping people, only equipment violations, was such a small percentage of traffic stops, it was really a non-issue. And today it's a non-issue for us because that's the way the policy already is, and it's a consent decree requirement. So for Minneapolis, it's a non-issue.
Can we talk about the Minneapolis department? How many, I think you said you have 600 in the department right now?
605.
And you would like to have 900 because it was that at one point,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the chief before me, Chief Arredondo, in 2019 was asking the council to increase the department up to 1,200 based on the need at that time. So I think clearly with all of the added demands now, the additional work with the consent decree, and clearly the amount of violence that we've had, I think the minimum that we should be aiming for is to get back to what had typically been.
And how has recruitment been?
It has picked up steadily, but there is a lag time. So we've hired over 100 people already this year for sworn positions, but it's going to take time before people get through their training.
What are your thoughts on the National Guard? I know we've heard the president bringing in the National Guard to cities, and in Portland is going to be the latest one. Would you like to have that help?
Well, I think, and I know the police chief in Portland, I spoke to him over the weekend, he was not expecting this. So that's not a good situation. Yeah. I think the reality is, as the police chief here, we are down hundreds of officers and we need help. So whether that comes from state law enforcement, county, or otherwise, I think we could definitely use additional bodies just to continue doing what we're doing.
You've had help, right, from the Sheriff's Department, the State Patrol after the mass shooting over at Annunciation. Was that just for that time period, or are they now there to help you?
The State Patrol is here through the next few weeks, and it's going to be reassessed. But I'm definitely going to advocate to continue to have that presence here because we need it.
Is it frustrating when you hear people say, you know what, we don't need police responding to these issues, we don't need 900, you can do it with what we have now? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's just not realistic. What we have now is absolutely not sustainable. And I'm thankful for the partnerships that we've had because we've had to use mutual aid so much just over the last month.
And this affects, I know some people look at it and say it just affects Minneapolis, but you have said this affects the whole state.
The entire state, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the numbers, I think a majority of a lot of the violent crime, if not half, but I think in some categories the majority for the whole state occurs in Minneapolis. So, and obviously criminals do not know or respect municipal boundaries. So I think the better job that we do at getting crime under control in Minneapolis will help literally the entire state.
I think people like hearing from you and seeing from you. Would you come back?
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate it. Wish we had
it.
more time with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's interesting. There's so much going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.